5th, 2020, here in the old garage. Tell a story. Today's story is about getting a free Volkswagen engine. You know, it's happened before, but I guarantee you, nobody got a free engine this way until my buddy got it. All right, so I'll tell the story. It all started, I think I was in high school, and there was a place called Picnic Point here north of Seattle on the Puget Sound. We'd all head out to the beach there. There was a parking lot. It was like a park, thing. And just grass. I mean, before you got to the beach, there was no picnic tables or anything like that. But it was an access point from the parking lot down to the beach. And you had to cross some railroad tracks to get there. Now they got an overpass because some kid got killed down there, get hit by a train years and years ago, and they had it with it, so they didn't want anybody going across those tracks anymore. Well, that was the only way you could get to the beach. So you knew people were going to go no matter what. So they got the funds and put an overpass so you could get to the beach. So before that, when I was in high school, we just had to be careful, and go across the tracks and get down to the beach. So it was at night, and when I got down there was a bunch of people down there already, and drinking beer, partying. Had the bonfire going, on the beach. And so I went down there, and we were partying, and all of a sudden some kid came running up to us, said, "Hey, I need your help. I need your help." Well, what the heck's wrong, man? He said, "My Volkswagen, I got it stuck on the railroad track up we're trying to drive down to the beach here." And why'd you do that? That's stupid. You just park in the parking lot and walk down. "Oh, you gotta help me." Oh. So we started heading up there to, push his Volkswagen off the tracks. And a train was coming. And we all looked at each other and went, "Screw this," "Oh, man." Oh. And so the kid, I think he turned around and took off the other direction. I think he went to. I don't think he was going to go get help. I think he was just running because drinking and all that stuff. I was afraid he was going to get busted or something, by the cops. So I don't know what his plan was, but he took off. And so we stood there and went, well, we don't want to get hit by any of this, when the train hits it. So we walked back down to the beach and just kind of waited to see what happened, And sure enough, man, that train took that Volkswagen out, man. And trains don't stop right away. I mean, it went like two miles down the track with that Volkswagen on its nose, but it did stop, So we went up to the track, to see what what was left of that, And one of the guys had a flashlight, and he pointed it, and the engine of the Volkswagen was just sitting there off the tracks, And so we kind of looked it over and went, well, it's all in one piece, And one buddy of mine says, "Well, I'm going to go get my truck and back it down. Let's load it up real quick before the cops get here, And so he did, and we picked it up and put it on the bed of his truck, and off he went, And so we said, well, man, the cops are going to come down here. I'm sure. I bet that kid went to, whoever had a phone, in one of these houses around here and tried to call the police, because there was no cell phones back then. The only phones were in people's houses back then, or phone booth, and there was no phone booth down there. So so the next day, I called up that friend of mine and I said, well, what do you think of that engine? Is it all in one piece? He says, yeah. He said it just sheared the bolts. He said the holes, the bolt holes are a little wallered, but he said they're not busted. And I went, wow, cool. Because on Volkswagen, get two bolts that stick out on the bottom, and they were sheared off. The top two are just threaded in. I can't remember if they're just threaded in or have a nut on the back side. I can't remember. It's been a while since I had a Volkswagen, but anyway, all four were gone, right? But the flywheel was good, everything, So he had a Volkswagen that had a blown engine in it. So I helped him pull out the engine, and we put in this engine he acquired and put it in there, and it started right up, man. It worked fine. It's unbelievable. The rest of the car wasn't so much, no. It was pretty well wasted. I don't know. We didn't go down there and look, but because I'm sure the railroad guys they were having a fit. I bet they were just scared as hell, thinking that somebody was in that Volkswagen when they hit it, But after they looked and figured out nobody was in it, they went, oh, okay, well, now what do we do, Push it off to the side, I guess, and continue on, So I don't know what they did with it. I know, like a few days later, we went down there just to check, and there was nothing left, just glass, broken little pieces, So somebody loaded that thing up, and I think how they did it, they had those vehicles that you can drive, but then you can put on the track, and then they lower down these wheels that are metal that will sit on the tracks and then drive. So I think they had a truck like that, probably with a cart that was set up for rails. And they probably went down there and probably had a crane on it and loaded it on that and hauled it off, because there was no access where the train stopped. There was no other roads going across, So just train track. That was it. So that's how he got a free engine. So I'm checking things out here. See what's going on with this. Yeah, still says live. Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the free Volkswagen engine. Hopefully you enjoyed the story. Please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell, and give me a like. All right? Thanks.